Alright, waiting for the stream to come online. Today is Wednesday, April 5th, 2017. I am just confirming that we have audio coming in. I don't hear squat, though. That's kind of weird. Maybe it'll come on the... No, it seems to be working. That's great. Alright, waiting for the stream to come. Alright, so I'm using a new microphone today. This is like a $35 head-worn microphone. It's beige colored. It's connected to my Shure body pack transmitter going to wireless because apparently I like to move around when I'm doing this. Usually these kind of microphones are, like $300 or $400, which I don't want to pay for, but I took a chance with a $35 one just to see if I like the form factor. One issue I was finding with the other microphones I have is that the head-worn ones, they're convenient for moving around, but they don't work really well when I'm wearing glasses. So these have a much thinner hook. So we'll see how this works out. It might be adequate, but anyway, this is the first full day back, as far as I'm counting, back from vacation in Taiwan, and there's a lot of stuff to do. I've been kind of pondering what that means. Yesterday I got started by just making like kind of a half sheet emergent task planner. Let's take a look at that. So here's yesterday's sheet. Drop this down a bit. Get that down and angle this a bit. Let's see if we can get that to show. Yeah, okay. So there's yesterday's sheet. The two things I wanted to do were the Groundhog Day Resolutions review, part 1. I'm going to make this a four-part Groundhog Day resolution, and that means I'm going to do something that's Roberto in the chat room is calling OKRs, which I guess are a common way of defining company goals in a way that's measurable. For example, instead of just having a goal that's kind of a little bit abstract, let me switch over here. For example, an example of maybe a general goal that's not very useful is like get more sales. What's more useful is saying, well, slightly more useful is saying, well, how many sales? Get 10 new sales, let's say. But that's not very useful still because there's no theory or strategy behind it. OKRs, as far as I understand them, are, it stands for objective key results. Key objectives? I need to look it up now. There's a link that I had posted from the chat room. If you can find that at davidsay.com/Discord to take us to the virtual co-working chat room. Let me switch to the desktop here. And let me just find out where I put that. The blog. Yeah, so here was yesterday's resolution reviews. Let's read it. Oh, there's a screw up in here. Edit this. Site's so slow. Really need to update my server. This is why. So what's an OKR? I might as well just read the article again. It's kind of a new concept to me. Although I suppose I've done OKR-like things, but never really broke them out into a separate thing. So this article, which is on Medium, you can find the link if you go to my website. How's blah 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 objective and key result. That's what it is. Vetted at Intel. Meant to set strategy and goals over a specified amount of time for an organization and teams. At the end of a work period, your OKRs provide a reference to evaluate how well you did in executing your objectives. Any initiative is objective. Choosing the right objective is hard. This is true. Key results are numerically based expressions of success or progress toward an objective. So in my case, I tend to have strategic directions. My strategic directions this year are mind-blowing productive synergy, which is to address the state of being of not being bored. Another one is to cultivate and curate community, so I am not isolated. This feeds my creative energy. To grow the stationary side business, so I have money to live and don't die on the street. And then finally, to reboot my blog, so I have some feeling of usefulness. There's a lot of stuff that's on my blog that would be useful if I repackaged it in some format. And so the OKRs I chose were down here. Again, numeric is important. And so all of these are designed to move move me along these four strategic directions, which ultimately should make me happier. That is the theory. If they don't make me happy, that's still important data to know of. So 3 people are interested in direct collaboration on a project. You know, that fills me with dread, actually. Find 3 people who... This is just finding them, not actually collaborating with them, though. That's the thing. Find 3 people doing interesting things to talk to. Schedule 1 coffee meetup. This is related to the cultivating, curating community. I need to do the outreach. I can't just wait for people to reach out to me. Write 300 words of script for the Patreon video. For my Patreon, I need to actually describe what I'm doing, and I've been putting this off forever. The Patreon mega download is the perk for being a Patreon's follower. If we can look at that, go to my Patreon site. One of the goals, stretch goals, all those schmutz on my screen, is this one. Oops. Here's the previous one. The mega download of all forms I've made available for the past 10 years. A downloader for all patron levels here. So it's going to take a while to put this together because there really, like I said, there's maybe not as many as I thought there were. There's still a significant number of them, though. So the Patreon award projects. Let's see, the mega pack. How many do I have in here? Let's see, how do I see how many items are in this? Can I do a get info? It's only 36 megabytes of stuff, but there's 265 separate items. I don't know if that's including folders. But it's about 250 separate downloads that need to be organized and presented in some way so people know what they are. So some of them are the standard tools that I had before. Other ones are, these are just calendars or just kind of design experiments. For example, what was this? I don't even remember what this is. So this is why I need the description of it. This was an iPad layout sheet for wireframing. This was a how to use your camera settings diagram experiment for one of the previous challenges I had done probably back in 2013. Fun stuff. There's things like the chain letter nullifier. If someone sends you a chain letter, you can fill out this. You can print this out, fill it out, and then not have to do the chain letter thing. I hate chain letters, so I made that thing to get around that. And there's the re-gift receipt. This is if you're giving people stuff that you may not... You don't want to have them feel that they had to hold on to the gift forever. So what you do is you print this thing out and then you write, "This present has been given to you by your Circle 1, co-workers, casual buddy, really busy best friend, significant other acquaintance. If you like it, great. However, the event that dismay and polite confusion ensues, rather than joy, please allow that. I don't really know you that well, so I just winged it. I thought you could use a laugh challenged in your life. Oops. It looked much better online in the store. I'm a clueless guy, gal. What do I know about presents? I generally thought you liked this kind of stupid crap." So typical excuses for maybe poor gifts. It was kind of funny. So there's a lot of stuff in that I need to form, so just make some daily progress on. Anyway, that was one of the OKRs here, so the Patreon mega download. And then, like, for the big blog thing, right, 3 initial steps for exporting all the WordPress posts and comments to a static website. You know, this is like a big daunting project. So, those are the OKRs. What is wrong with all my formatting? This is really pissing me off now. And there's another bug in here. Let me fix that before. All because the website's running way too slow. Because WordPress has gotten quite bloated in the years since I first started using it. I mean, it takes seconds every time I click on something. This is no way to live. What happened? No, this is the wrong place. No, this is the right place. Wait a moment. Why am I in those text blocks? There's a missing closing something. There. Annoying. And then the post itself, I saw there was a missing period. And there's that. Anyway. So, this is the focus for this week, trying to get moving on these. These are the things I need to do for this week. So now I should really go and add them to my Emergent Task Planner form, which is this. And there's also a list of things that I did, just start writing down just to keep track of them. Let's make the new one though. Let's see if we can get this a little bit more comfortable. Alright. Today is what? Today is Wednesday. And it's April 5th. 2017. Let me make sure my audio is working. Looks like it's okay. And I woke up around 7 today. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what did I do in the morning? This was like just 8. Awake! And I kind of puttered around until about, what time is it now? About 10:30 or 11, let's say. So I draw my international symbol for not really focusing on anything, which is make all these bunch of swirls. That's a new shape. I find that these swirls kind of adequately kind of just visually represent the kind of floating feeling that I'm doing. But I did get some interesting things done. I went to Pond 5, looking for podcast music. I researched a Sherlock quote, which I'll get into it in a second. I also was looking for something on Amazon. What was it again? No, I was like looking at the Brio camera, considering getting one of those, but I don't think it's necessary. Yesterday I also did get the tax info for the account, so I think I'm all set for that. And I don't need to redo this list of projects. I'm thinking about putting this on a separate page though. Maybe something just for tracking things, but no, I should rewrite them. Taiwan trip report. By rewriting them, I am doing the minimum to keep this at top of mind. The trick is, I think, to keep this list from getting too long. And one reason I'm writing down all this stuff is I don't want to forget it. There is off-site storage for this though in my Trello board, so I should only have the most active of things here. Water heater, locksmith. I am going to take the OKRs. Anything that's an OKR, I'm taking off the list. The Patreon video and Mega Download, that's already there. Game.js. In fact, I should print these out. I can print out this article. Let me do that actually while I'm finishing this. So, can I print from this? Not really. Oh, that's messed up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, it looks like I forgot to process the... Let me do that. Oh, the cat made a sad noise. I have my custom plugin down here that does a bunch of processing. Hopefully it doesn't crash though. Having memory issues with the server, so this might not work. This is going through and converting the markdown formatted posts into well, it's looking for a particular kind of image string that I use. This is gonna crash, isn't it? This is not good. Why is this taking so long? Oh, I guess it did process it. So that should be a new feature image now. Why is the cat so sad? It's not showing up though. What the hell? Is there a personal image set already? No, there isn't. That's weird. It did process it. Oh, there is no image in this. So what the hell was that thing showing up then? When I try to print this, there's this image at the bottom. Where is that coming from? Oh wait, that's showing the next one. No, it's printing all this crap. Alright, let's just copy and paste this in the Word. I'll just print this out. Come on. Here's Word. Let's see how is this go copy paste. Good lord. Why is that so big? There's that, and then here are the OKRs. Why does this look like crap? Let me format this a bit better. I should not have pasted it as is. So to not be bored, this is the creative synergy task. Let's see, unformatted text. It looks formatted to me. That doesn't look quite right. To not be isolated. That's this. Oh, this is so slow. So find money for live. This is related marketing stuff. Not exactly. What the hell is that? Why is this not... Why does word suck? This is related to the blog rebooting. Let's copy all this and paste special unformatted. This is not working the way it's supposed to. Oh, look at that. Actually, Screw that up. There must be a better way of importing this. If I wasn't so fussy about formatting stuff. I can't fight my nature. Only quite a few things to fix in my WordPress installation. To not be bored. Cultivating, curating. Why is it not like that? Did I spell I guess there's only one R in that. Stationary side business. Reboot the blog. So these are my OKRs for this week. Strategic directions and OKRs for what's this week? April 3rd. No, wait. April 10. Evaluation on April 10. So that's what this is. Oops. Okay, I want to print this out and put it up someplace. Let me save this someplace. Where am I going to keep these OKR things? Let's make a... Oh, I have a GHDR folder someplace, don't I? Where would it be? Was it in our challenges? I could have sworn I had a specific Groundhog Day Resolutions folder. I think it's, I'm actually keeping it in my, was keeping it in Quiver. This is not so much of a challenge as it is a journal. And let's call this 2017 05. I started this on the 3rd. Strats. OKRs. Right, maybe we'll update this document every week. So let's print the sucker out, and I'll put that up someplace. All right, so that's out of the way. What else is left to do? Fix those bugs. I was filling out this thing. I started this What's Up Dave thing, when, 22 minutes ago? What's Up Dave starting the week. Need to be careful about how I write. Let's finish this up. Blog reboot. Super health. That's a major project. Health bootstrap. I want to see if I can go on a pretty extreme weight loss exercise program. I'm not sure how to start that. Oh, paid print. Server move. These are projects that I think need their own OKRs too. Let me make a note of this. Projects need OKRs. I had a thought today that time blocking or time boxing plus quant, or let's see, step counting, let's say, are a good means to promote movement, to help me start, I say. I have a huge resistance to starting projects. Once I get going, I'm fine, but it's just that initial like burst of unknownness, or just the unrelenting tedium of it all, just to get things started. is a thing. And I'm not gonna worry about the Taiwan trip 2018. I just got back. I don't want to have another year of like being preoccupied by that. But I do need to talk to my sister about the kind of things that she might want to do. So here's where we are now. This is the filled out one for today. I haven't filled in all the rest of this stuff yet. Let's take a look at these OKRs. Find 3 people who are interested in direct collaboration on a project. Find 3 people doing interesting things to talk to. Write 300 words of script for the Patreon video. Oh, one other thing is 4 hours of creative work a day. Is my minimum. And that comes out from something I read recently. What was it? I think it was in Link Dump. Let's see if I can find it. Where would it be? So I'm looking into the... This is where we keep, in a virtual co-working chat room, this is where we keep track of all the media links. What was it called? It was called 4 hours of creative work? Here. Maybe it's here. The morning routine. Is it this article? Let me see. Yes, it was this article. The myth of the 8-hour workday. Just copy that to my link dump area. So, the quality of work versus the quantity of work. The best work happens in short, intensive spurts. That's deep work. So 1 to 3 hours of deep work, I guess. So instead of creative work, let me write deep work. And deep work is the kind of work that I find hard to start. Maybe that's what it is, because it's kind of tedious to just get into the mindset, because there's so much unknowing that's involved at first. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here, but this is the start of the week. Let me pick a few things that I want to do today. Keeping this, so let's say 1 to 4 hours. That's something to do. I've already done some search work. I shouldn't have done that, maybe. Let me call the locksmith. That'll be a nice thing to move off that list. Also, I looked up that Sherlock quote. Which I want to get to in a bit. Still have audio? Good. I was worried these batteries would run out. So I'm finding myself I don't want to do any work now. But I need to pick something off this list. Where'd it go? Let's close this. Let's close this. 3 people. This is a search thing I can do later. This is the first. Let's do that. 300 words of scripting. And this will be a TB15 time block for 15 minutes, see how long I get. And then, let me see if I can, I'm not going to do more than one. What is another thing to do today? How about some of these other major products? Let's process. Well, Is that deep work or not? Oh, personal review. And then let's TB 15 if these. If I get these 3 TB15s down, I think I actually will do the 3 initial steps exporting WordPress. And I think that will be it for today. That will make me feel good about just getting a start on the week on my personal stuff. And then tomorrow will be other people's stuff. Thursday. Tomorrow, other people's projects. That seems doable. Alright, what time is it now? It's 11:40. I think I'm gonna take a walk. Maybe going to the locksmith will be a good clearing thing. Although I might be just procrastinating. But one thing I wanted to talk about was this one quote I found. Like while I was in Taiwan, where'd it go? When I was in Taiwan, toward the end of these trips, I tend to find that because I'm introverted by nature, just being around people all the time incessantly kind of drives me a little bit crazy. And toward the end of it, I tend to shut myself in my room and just binge watch TV. There's a TV show called Elementary, which is the American take on Sherlock Holmes in modern times. And although it's quite different than the BBC one, it features Johnny Lee Miller, which is an actor I like. Lucy Liu's in it too. And I really like it. I think I like Johnny Lee Miller's general portrayal of his characters. I think he's pretty talented at portraying eccentric characters, let's say. I've only seen him in 2 things. 2 TV shows, I should say. I haven't seen his movie work. But those, like in the series, Sherlock Holmes is a heroin addict. And they actually handle the heroin addict aspect of it as, in Holmes's case, he just doesn't want to be bored, and this is something I could identify with. I hate the idea of modifying my brain with drugs, so that's not a path I would go down. But I can identify with the feeling of it a lot. And there was an episode, in episode 3939, season's episode 3, or S3E09. There was this exchange. And so he's talking about this heroin addict thing, his sobriety specifically. He says, I've been feeling a bit down of late. It's the process of maintaining my sobriety. It's repetitive, and it's relentless. And above all, it's tedious. When I left rehab, I accepted your influence, I committed to my recovery, but now 2 years in, I find myself asking, is this it? My sobriety is simply a grind. It's just this leaky faucet that requires constant maintenance, and in return offers only not to drip. And so that's how I've been kind of feeling about this pursuit of all this productivity stuff, all these projects. I'm always pursuing these projects, trying to make these things happen. And then for what? Like about a month ago or a month and a half ago, I had this kind of existential crisis. Like, why am I doing all this stuff? It's meaningless. Is this all it's going to be? And this sentiment that he captured here in this episode, it mirrored how I felt about the tedium of existence. I mean, there's no big reward. It's just something you have to do every day, and for what? So I'm in the process of answering this, I think. In fact, my OKRs are based around some premises that I've had that, let's see if we can pull them up again, that people are somehow involved with it. So if I look at it again, so you can see here, do not be bored, do not be isolated. This is kind of the mirror of that Sherlock thing. So mind-blowing productive synergy is something that comes out from being a part of people who are working together. And I think that is sufficient. But for that to happen, I have to actively cultivate and curate community. That's finding my tribe. That's creating a place for my tribe to meet. If I don't do that, then I am lost, I feel, or will be lost. I'm on the edge of it right now. So, this is kind of like a dealing with the tedium of existence. It's tedious now, but for it not to be tedious, this work has to have a relevance, not outside of myself. So hopefully I can find something that's fun, from it. But fun has been difficult for me to come by in recent years. Nothing has seemed fun. So we'll see how that goes. I have 10 years of Groundhog Day Resolutions backing me up on this. And, maybe this is the year, as I hope every year, that I find that magic formula that fixes things. It could be that the co-working chat room is helping with this. I'm finding like-minded spirits there who are also facing the productivity chore. Trying to get these things out of the way, dealing with their own demons. Yeah. So that's where I am now on this thing. And I've rambled on long enough for 36 minutes. But this is the first full day of being back from vacation, and there's a lot of stuff to do. So let me suffer through the tedium of doing these 3 tasks. 300 words of script, the personal review, and exporting WordPress steps. If I can get that out of the way, I will feel I've made a small but significant amount of progress that I will again repeat ad nauseum every single day for the rest of my life, and hopefully along the way find something good about it. As I was talking to Roberto in the chat room, what did I say? I said something like, let me just share this. That's display plus chat. Oops, desk. Let's see. Let's ask my strategic directions. My strategic directions are imagining the states of being that I think will contribute to a good life. That means I'm already considering what a good life is from my personal perspective, taking my interests and self-knowledge into account. I've gained this self-knowledge through long observation, and from this set, I can hypothesize what states of being might contribute to my own care and self-feeding. Once I have a hypothetical state of being defined, I can then further hypothesize what strategies might be employed to achieve them. And that's what my Groundhog Day resolutions have really been. It's more complicated than I think other people really need. But one of my personal quirks is that I have this desire to understand why. What are the causes? What's the effect? What's the underlying mechanisms at work? I am fascinated by that stuff, and I cannot stop thinking about it. So why fight it? Fighting it just makes me unhappy. But it adds a few extra steps to other people who might just be able to say, like, I want a pony. Let me save up for a pony. I have enough money to buy a pony. Now I have a pony. Now I'm happy. My brain doesn't work like that, apparently. As I say here, I never know what I really want, or even trust that I know what is best for me. So it's a constant evaluative process. And I think this is the key statement. The truth is revealed in the doing, ultimately. So I can think and think and think and think and think until I'm blue in the face. And this may be where some of my frustration has come from the thinking part of it. But it's always the doing. The doing will get you through that cloud of uncertainty. The answers are on the other side of it. Not facing the uncertainty, letting the uncertainty keep you from moving is when the demons win. So, and this is the fight that has to happen every day. And thanks to that quote from Elementary, I am feeling a little bit less alone about that. That's something that we can all face. So with that, I call an end to today's What's Up, Dave? Oh, I didn't update the title of it. Damn it. I'll do it right now. Was scattered. What's up, Dave? There. Now I feel better. And I probably will live stream some of this other work, the 300 words of scripting. Why not? Because feel a little bit less like working by myself, and some people really help, just to share that burden. We're on this together. We all want to do cool things, so let's get to it.